I don't believe my eyes. Epic just released a news post on the creator portal going over questions about Discovery. Now, this is actually from an older post about a year or two ago. Epic just updated it as of the 13th of August 2024 to support more recent questions about Discovery. Now, there's some pretty interesting stuff they've added, but as a refresher, I'm just going to go read all over it. So grab a snack. I don't know how edited this video is going to be. Let's just get to it. Fortnite Discover, your questions answered. If you're a Fortnite creator, you're probably familiar with Discover. It's a surface that millions of Fortnite players browse when they are looking for epic and creator-built islands to play. We want to continue being transparent and share context on how islands are selected and why some islands get more exposure than others. We also want to offer our guidance on the metrics you should focus on for a better chance at exposure. That seems fine. Questions and answers. What is the goal of Discover? We have 3 main goals for Discover. 1. Increase the visibility for innovative islands. We aim to give every innovative island a chance to be found by players. Games are identified as an innovative based on their content, verse code, and devices used in novel ways on the island. As a result of this, we've seen significant increase in the number of new and updated games receiving 50,000 impressions within their first week of post-publish. Now, I do agree that every island does get a chance to be found by players. I don't think they can't, let's be honest, they're not getting identified pretty well, okay? They're pretty, it's pretty bad at identifying innovative islands. And the thing is, what does innovative even mean, you know? Does that mean like boundary pushing verse content with devices used in boundary pushing ways that are completely different from everything else? Or does that mean adding like one verse script for like, you know, a red versus blue map, you know? Like what's the difference? That's something that Epic just never clarifies. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. 2. We match islands with the right audience. We want islands to find the right audience for the content based on the following qualities. Unique. Islands that push the limits of UEFN creative tools. Engaging. Games that players enjoy and stick around for. Retentive. Experiences that players want to return to. Satisfying. How many players were you on after they played it? Thing is that, let's be honest, I mean, we probably see like maybe like 3 unique maps in Fortnite Discovery every single day. Again, like, what does unique mean, you know? Does it mean something completely new, or does it mean red versus blue but it's green and yellow this time? You know what I mean? Like, what does unique mean? Engaging is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, that makes sense because, like, you know, how long they play for is important. Same with retentive, if they come back or not. But then satisfying is another pain point, because the problem with this metric is that as you probably know, it's very easily exploitable. Because the thing is that the reality is in Fortnite Creative, players don't like the maps if they're not asked to like the map, okay? So kind of like YouTube, you need to go out of your way to say, like the video and subscribe, which is what you should do right now. But anyways, it puts down the quality of maps while making a necessity to, can you like my map and favorite please, so I can get boosted by the algorithm? You know what I mean? It promotes exploitation of your audience. Same thing with like a vending machine with, like, I don't know, the Infinity Gauntlet in it, and it's like and favorite and you'll get this, you know? It has its merits, but it's kind of not valuable because it's so easily exploitable that it kind of has no meaning at all. There's a tiny portion of the player base who likes stuff, and there's an even smaller tiny part of the player base that likes stuff because they actually like the thing they're liking. 9 times out of 10 is because they got a giant pop-up on their screen saying to like the thing, so like, they gotta like it now. But anyways, new and updated islands are shown to players across various rows in Discover, based on the island's engagement with different audiences during these tests. It may qualify for other spaces in Discover and Browse. We recognize not all content will appeal to the mass market, so we continue to support niche audiences' content. Then again, like, what qualifies as a niche? There's a lot of things can be niche, you know? Like, if you think about it, there's like hundreds of tags for your island, but the reality is maybe the top 30 at most would appear on Discovery. So that other, like, I don't actually know the number, but how many is back there? Are those the niche ones, or are the niche ones the last 15 of that 30? You know what I mean? No, they never explain this. But anyways, number 3 is personalized Discover experience. We aim to give players more of a personalized Discover experience through initiatives like recommendations and allowing players to follow creators. As we expand the role of recommendations within Discover, we'll experiment with different models and configurations. We have found that recommendations are a great way to give your islands an opportunity for success in Discover and support the formation of smaller genres and niches. Multiple models are at work that recommend games based on similar players' engagement and overall play history. Note the content that's shown in the recommendations row do not display on third-party websites. Basically, what this means is if I go into, here am I on the official website. This would be a third-party website. Okay, question. How are islands selected for Epic's picks? Epic's picks is a row that showcases fun, innovative islands. We select unique islands that experiment with new gameplay, feature unique environments, or put a fresh twist on existing genres. We provide an open application process and apply the same standards across all game genre types. As you update Discover, Epic's picks will also undergo improvements over the coming months. That's good. That is good. We need improvements. Now, personally, I think Epic's picks is, what's the word? I mean, the process is too long. The maps sometimes are just for advertising, like that Prime thing, rather than, being like, for creators. You know what I mean? Epic's picks has its problems, so see, it does definitely need improvements. Question: how is the Homebar populated? Okay, now this is let's get our hands dirty here. The Homebar surfaces a wide variety of content, including your current selected lobby, your currently played islands, epic content, popular UGC experiences labeled as trending, popular's Epic's picks content, personalized recommendations, and lastly, islands populated from algorithmic rows in Discover. Broadly speaking, we look to highlight content across a wide spectrum of genres in the Homebar. The Trending in Discover row, which features popular UGC experiences labeled as trending, is new and still experimental. We know players love viral moments, and we're looking for opportunities to promote games with promising algorithmic signals to a wider audience for a short period of time. The goal was to make it easier for great games to break through to the Fortnite audience. Again, Trending in Discover, the problem with it, like this does promote games and brings them up to the front page of Fortnite, giving them up to like 50,000 concurrent players sometimes, but it also, can be wrong and can promote like, bad stuff. So like all of Discovery, it needs work. Okay, anyways. Question: if I publish a deactivated island to obtain an island code and proceed to spend 6 months working on a project before activating, does Discover see it as a brand new island? Discover looks at the number of days an island is eligible. We define eligible as being published, listed, or publicly available to play. In this case, your island will qualify for new rows in Discover as long as it wasn't eligible for too many days before being deactivated. Duplicating a project immediately before publishing is not supported, may lead to your island to being detected as spam. However, reusing the same code as projects is not considered spam. Okay, this is the first time I'm hearing about spam protection in Discovery, alright? The last time I checked, people could publish thousands of the same island, but apparently there is stuff against it in the algorithm that's not allowing it in, which is good. Also, I don't know what this means. I don't know if it means code as in the island code or the verse code or something. I'm not sure, but I don't know. Okay, here we go. What are the biggest areas you want to improve in the future? We're always looking to improve our creator projects, including Discover and creator analytics in the creator portal. Our goal is to continue enhancing creator analytics in the coming year, enabling you to better understand what drives the success of your islands and identify what needs improvement. Creator analytics are very nice. I do like them. We also want to give you more tools to attract an audience from your off-platform sources like social media and connect with your existing audience. We plan to allow you to add links to social media from your island to encourage players to follow you via your creator page. I don't see anything bad with this. This sounds pretty good to me. Then finally, we're committed to improving core functionality such as content recommendations and overall look and feel of Discover, making it easier for players to find and navigate your content. Yeah, okay. We definitely need this. I think we can all understand we need this, okay? Okay, anyways. Am I penalized for my success as a creator for having many successful maps? Do you favor new creators? We don't favor new creators over existing ones. That's not the metric we consider in Discover. We do have checks in place to detect creators who are spamming the system with duplicate islands. We have removed creator spacing, the system that prevents creators from being featured back to back from all rows in Discover. Okay, so apparently at some point in time, there was something called creator spacing. Now, when did they remove it? I don't know. They never mentioned. It did exist at one point. Now, is this a good thing or a bad thing? Creator spacing. Because right now in Discovery, creator spacing is gone, okay? Creators can publish multiple islands and have multiple islands in Discovery in the same rows that are doing pretty well. Now, personally, I don't think creator spacing is a bad thing. I think it prevents monopolization of Discovery, but I can see some reason why it's bad, okay? It's basically breaking the algorithm against people in favor of other people, which isn't really fair. Alright, so anyways, next up, Q. does not seeing my island in Discover mean I've been quote-unquote shadowbanned? Discover doesn't shadowban creators for islands. Individual rows evaluate a given island's metrics over a recent period to determine what gets shown to players. Discover tries to prioritize giving impressions to islands that have been algorithmically identified as innovative. Games are identified as innovative based on content, verse code, and devices being used in novel ways. Okay, that's something. That's definitely something. Again, what does this mean? How do we know what innovative is? How do they know which content is innovative? How do they know which verse code is innovative? How do they know that devices are being used in novel ways? Like, what's the metric in the algorithm tracking that? You know what I mean? How do they know? Is it lines of verse code? If you just spam lines of verse code into your island, do you get boosted in Discovery? Like, how does it work? If you just spam devices in your island, does that make it better? Again, I know Epic is trying to be, you know, quote-unquote transparent here, but it's still super vague. But anyways, on to the next thing. What can I do to help my island surface in Discover? If you're struggling to get exposure in Discover, keep iterating and updating your project to create more engaging and fun experience for your players. Leverage the analytics provided in the creator portal, which show you how players are seeing, clicking on, and engaging with your island. Showing your island on social media and encouraging players to search for your island or your creator name in Fortnite can also be effective. Yeah, okay, they're right about this. This is one of the most important things you need to do. You know, I don't really see any issues with this, so yeah. So, no, it's fine. Why are certain islands significantly featured in Discover? Many top islands have exceptional metrics and dedicated fan bases that enable them to retain spots in Discover for extended periods of time. These metrics include minutes per user, player retention, and player attraction. We don't give extra weight or preference to any particular island or creator. Every row besides Epic's picks and by Epic operates as a blind algorithmic row, considering all published content that meets certain criteria. I mean, I also agree with this. I mean, to really have a persistent, you know, presence in Discovery, you do need a dedicated fan base of your islands to do so. That's one of the reasons why I started this YouTube channel. To be successful in Fortnite creative, you need to kind of become a content creator, you know what I mean? One feeds off the other, you know? And that's like kind of the sad reality for people who don't really like being a content creator but want to be creating Fortnite and be good at it. Because you can't really have one without the other, you know? If you just want to have fun, doesn't really matter. Okay, you can just have fun. But for people who want to make a serious thing out of this, you kind of need to become a YouTuber, content creator, whatever, and have that dedicated fan base so you can, you know, retain your spots in Discover. Oh well, that's all I'm saying. Question: it seems like the same genres get repeated all the time. How does Epic encourage creators to make innovative experiences? Want to show content that players enjoy while also making Discover an environment that rewards innovation? It's a balance that we're currently working on, serving players' needs while ensuring that we can best test boundary-pushing content. Okay, I can tell you now that the scales are not balanced at all, okay? They're pretty badly balanced, okay? Again, I see why they're trying to balance it, as there is a player base there, but they need to do this more, very well, a lot more, because without it, the platform won't grow, you know? It won't evolve. And right now, there isn't a lot of this that is successful on Fortnite Discovery. We are continuously monitoring and assessing the rise of new genres and working to ensure there are rows in Discover built to capture these moments. We're also investing heavily in recommendations, which also have found to be a great way to give our islands an opportunity for success in Discover and support the formation of smaller genres and niches. Yeah, okay, good. Personalized recommendations, personalized Discovery, whatever you want to call it. That is the #1 key to this, okay? We need that. For example, YouTube, it wouldn't even live, it wouldn't be alive if it didn't have recommendations, personalized watch history and stuff like that. Small channels like this one will not survive if there wasn't that. And in Fortnite Discovery, there isn't. So small creators can't survive. That's why we need this, okay? We need recommendations. And we need very good systems surrounding it. So I'm all for this. Question: as a creator, it is difficult to engage with my audience and build a brand in Discover. Is Epic working on building tools focused around creators? Yes, we are. We have planned several initiatives aimed at addressing this, including, but not limited to, a device that enables you to link social handles, a follow feature that enables players to follow you on Fortnite, and the continued updates to the creator analytics. Yeah, we know about all this. There are so many different rows in Discover. What are the different purposes? We've designed a content showcase that allows games to be seen at various stages of the life cycle, from initial publication to long-term updates. Different rows focus on different player metrics based on the row's objective. The main categories and the objectives are new rows, ensuring as many islands get a chance to remaining impressions as possible. Updated rows, giving impressions to islands that have been updated, allowing them to be re-ranked in Discover based on improvements made. Community momentum row, rewarding content that drives new and returning players to Fortnite. Trending rows, up and coming, gaining traction trending, capturing experiences with swift growth, many of which have gone through the initial new and updated rows. Popular rows, showcasing the most played content in the ecosystem. Genre-based rows, highlighting the outstanding performers in each genre. Recommend rows, servicing islands to players based on their play history and play history of similar players in the ecosystem. In my opinion, this should be just all of Discovery. This should just be all of Discovery. Maybe new, updated, maybe trending. That's it. None of this, only this. Or at least this should be a very big focus. But anyways, and also the browse tab. So blah, 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 okay. The hierarchy of the Discover rows is influenced by the performance of content within the ecosystem. Occasionally, we place higher rows a brief period before adjusting their placement and lower in Discover. Q. How does search impact placement in Discover? Search only influences a few specific rows in Discover, like most searched. However, search can be powerful for directing players to your island, which can boost your engagement metrics and pull the island to various engagement rows. Okay, we all know this. You search my name, HowToBoss, into the Fortnite Discover search bar, you see all my stuff and you can play it, which you should do right now. Q. What are the types of content does Epic like to see in Discover? We're loving all the new diverse content that creators are making, like Skibbity Toilet Tycoons. In particular, we're excited about growing our social game genres such as RPGs and ARPGs, adventure and exploration, and simulation. Additionally, we want to expand our combat and shooter genres. Objective team-based games like Domination, House of Flag, King of the Hill, high lethality games like tactical shooters or Search and Destroy, and class-based games. We're focusing on giving these genres more exposure in Discover as they have a significant overlap with the current player base and position Fortnite as hubs for all types of gameplay, not just Battle Royale. Keep an eye out for callouts as you highlight great islands built in these various genres by you. So these are kind of the things I guess Epic are trying to push more. I don't know how much they'll push them. I don't know if they'll be good, but if you're making an RPG, adventure, exploration, class-based, you know, CSGO, something like that, you're gonna have priority in Discover, unlike some other genres. Which this is good news. This is good news. This means they're trying to, you know, make Discover different, you know, which is what it needs. And callouts, if you go on FN Create Twitter, you'll see all of them. As I think about what experiences to start building, what metrics should I focus on to give myself a better chance of being featured in Discover? There is no single metric that guarantees feature in Discover. However, we are enabling players to have a personalized experience. The following quantities to make your island stand out: unique, engaging, retentive. Unique epics picks, specific looks for unique content across the ecosystem. We feature games and genres that push limits of Fortnite creators' tools. Engaging. Unique experiences are often highly engaging. Games with high minute per user and CCUs are likely to be featured. For newer games, given the limited data available, we look for a conversation of impressions and players' engagement as a signal. Retentive. Not all games are designed to be hour-long experiences, and that's okay. We're considering your retention day over day. The common theme overall is the fun experience that people want to play. Fine, I guess. This is fine. I don't see anything wrong with this. So yeah, we hope these answers have provided some insight into Discover and given you a few ideas on the areas to focus on in your islands. Stay tuned for more updates that we find in games, experience like blah, blah, blah. In conclusion, I think this, sure, it addressed some things, but you know, it's not what we wanted. No word about moderation, no word about false copyright striking or stuff like that. At least we got some stuff about spamming islands, I guess. That's helpful. But really, it was okay, I guess. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. This was a different kind of style of video. I released the tutorial like earlier, and this came out literally the same time I released it. So I was like, oh my god. So, you know, I can talk about this early as possible. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, subscribe, and use my code in the Fortnite item shop. And watch all of these videos for more of my content. That's about it. See you all around.